workforce, data work wasn't a single workforce. It was split into many separate jobs, like int, ETL, data pipeline, which is a short form of extract, transform, and load data, each run as their own jobs. Often at different times, and sometimes have to wait for all the job finish. This job was scheduled in advance. Some jobs run daily, some jobs need to run weekly, monthly, or yearly. It depends on how often that your job needs to be processed. For example, you want to ingest your raw data from data source, SAP HANA, or sometimes API calling into your data lake, such as Google Cloud Storage, Azure Blob Storage, or sometimes Lakehouse in Fabric every day at 6 a.m. And then you want to transform or cleanse it by Spark script, which is at somewhere on your server every day 10 a.m. and download this clean data into your data warehouse such as Google BigQuery, Snowflake, or PostgreSQL every day 5 p.m. So from this practice, you will see that everything becomes separate cron jobs. Cron job is an automatic calling on script at scheduled times. As a result, there was no single UI or screenshot to monitor the workforce or can make the job status clearly. When something went wrong, the job or workforce failed, the hardest part is not fixing it, but finding error location is. Data engineer team had to manually check log across different tools and servers to fix that issue. And while they were fixing and finding that error, other teams have to wait data from them. So this is the pain point. The bigger the workforce or job is, the more time they have to spend to find fixing that error. And here this is the reason why efforts come in. Here this is our agenda for today, including 8 topics that we have already finished the problems, and then we are continuing to see what effort help us solve. And next, the basic of effort, which is topic 3 to 5. After that, I will show my project, and we will close this session together with the key takeaway and summary. But before we go into detail, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Nicha Runglerdkriangkrai, and you can also call me Ken. Actually, I graduated from electrical engineer in the telecommunication field in Ksat University at 2024, and then I decided to change my career in data engineer in that year too, with a full passion of cloud technology and Google Cloud Platform. And now I have been working as a role of data engineer for more over 2 years. Last thing, you can feel free to connect with me on my LinkedIn, or you can scan this QR code too. And here we have to continue about what effort help us solve after we see the problem. First thing, that effort let us see the entire workforce in one US screen. All jobs are connected into a single workforce, also known as DAG. For shortly, DAG is multiple tasks come to connect and work together in the order. And let me show this picture to you, because I think if we have a picture, we can easily to understand this topic more clearly together. And this is the screenshot from FOUI from my practice project. So you will see this is called one DAG or one workforce. It is the same thing. And we can here see that what run first and what run next. The second thing is FO make the job status easy to understand, so we can immediately see that which tag is running or processing, and also know about its data too. So from this picture, you will see that each tag will represent by each box and show its own data too. And the final thing, when error is coming, the job or some tasks in this workflow failed, we can view the log for that specific task directly in this UI, instead of wasting time to checking log across different tools and servers. For example, if some tasks fail, and the first appearance is each tag will change their border box to color red and show the success fail to you. And if you want to see that error, you have to drag your mouse to click that box first, and then you have to click the logs button, which is at above of this picture. And after you click this button, F4 will show this screen to you. This is the lock screen for each tag. And from this example, this tag failed. So it will show you about the error log data. And you will see that everything comes in one place, so there's no need to switching tools. Finally, F4 makes troubleshooting much faster. It can exactly tell us that where the error location is, so we can go to fix the error directly in the correct location instead of have to spend a lot of time to find that location first before we can go to fix it. And here we have arrived at the first topic for this session, what is Apache Airflow. But before we go to details, I would like to share some simple key takeaway that everyone in here can take it to your home by not forgetting it. And this key takeaway is Airflow is a tool for managing and scheduling workflows. And here this is our first detail. Airflow is open source, right? So it means that everyone around the world can download it into their own computer and it's free. Because of it have a famous reputation, it also have a large community to help to develop it by giving a comment or feedback. And one misunderstanding about it is most people, and also me too, when I start learning it, think it is a data processing engine or a type of database. But both of these is not correct. Actually, Airflow doesn't process data by itself. Instead, it acts as workflow managers. And you can think it orchestrates other tools by controlling. For example, when each tag should run, what order they run in, and also tracking every task data too. And here, in an Airflow, we use Python to define our DAG as a code in DAG file. And this is the part that define my DAG, such as import the library, class, or tools operator that I want to use. And also writing the task function which is act as a task step that I want my workflow to be processed. And the right picture, this is the part that I define about the detail for my DAG class, such as giving it a name, define the start date that I want, and also with the schedule intervals and task dependency at each step. For short summary, you can think that class acts as a blueprint, which is a thing that have the ability to define detail for our DAG or workforce to tell Airflow that how to run everything from start point to end point. And for this point, if it's still a little bit confusing, that's totally okay. Let me use some simple analogy from our real life. In the Airflow, we often use the word that says orchestration, which is mean coordinating multiple tasks come to work together in the right order at the right time. And for this word, orchestration, it is come from orchestra, which is mean the large music group that everyone in here have known. In an orchestra, the key point is making sure that everything comes to work together or play together smoothly. You can think Airflow acts as a conductor who is stand in front of many musicians. He doesn't play music by himself. Instead, he orchestrates when each instrument should play and in what orders based on sheet music, which is the DAG or workflow code that we write. And the worker acts as the musicians who play the instrument, which is the two operators that we define in our DAG code. Finally, when everything comes to play together in the right order, the final result that we get is the successful workflow processing, or in orchestra, it is a smooth song that we can hear from start point to end point. And this is the core component topic of Airflow, including 6 main components, and this is a key takeaway slide that I want to share. I will start with that. That is the heart of Airflow because everything in Airflow does start from it. Why is that? Imagine you come to work at your company, but in that day, no meeting, no task, no Gmail, nothing to do. Airflow feels like this when it without that. It doesn't know what to run. And here we have the scheduler who decides when each task should run, depends on the dependency and schedule parameter that we write in our DAG code. And here we have the executors. He will decide where that tag should land, and we send that tag to an available workers who is the one that actually execute that task, and also send the data to store at meta database. And then the Airflow UI will bring this data to show us on the UI screen. And for this slide component, I have the extra slide I want to explain more about how and where does it get data to show us on its UI. Next, we are going to see about how every components come to work together. And let me use some simple analogy again. I will start with step 1 and 2. So you will see the scheduler, the executor, and the DAG directory. The DAG directory is like DAG folder, which can include with many DAG files. First, when the workforce starts processing, the scheduler first reads DAG file and decide when each tag should run based on dependency and schedule that we define in our DAG code. So you can think the scheduler acts as the project manager and DAG file acts as project plan. Once, when the decision is made, the scheduler talks to the executor, who is like our team leader. And then the executor, he will decide where the tag should land, meaning which worker should handle it. And then the worker, like us team member, will execute that task and also send the data, which is called metadata, to store at meta database, such as task data that we can see on FOUIs, execution history, and also with the part of full log file too. And finally, FOUI will bring this data to show you on your screen. And here this is the extra slide that I have already mentioned. Actually, FOUI doesn't get data from meta database only. When the worker executes our task, he will generate the full log file, send it to store at local storage on our local computer. And another way, he will send the metadata to store at the meta database. And finally, FOUI will bring this data to show us on your screen. And here, we will reach at the last group topic for this session. I will share my project and the benefit of using Airflow with Cloud Composer. But first, we're gonna see about what is Cloud Composer? Cloud Composer is Google Cloud Service. It will also provide an Airflow with a managed infrastructure, so he can help us to automatically scale the worker based on how many tasks in the workflow is running. So when I use this service, I can only forecast to write my DAG code instead of concerning and having to manage infrastructure by myself. And here this is other benefit when you use Composer with Airflow. Not only you can see the metadata or execution history on Airflow UI, but you can see this same data in the Composer UI too. And here this is my project. This is an ETL workflow diagram, or we can say that this is the example of normal ETL data pipeline in our real life. So for my project, I decided to use the data source download from Kaggle in type of CSV file, and then cleanse it by using the Python programming language and download it into Google Cloud Storage as a type of packet file before load it into Google BigQuery. The reason that I decided to use packet file because it is smaller and can work with Google BigQuery better than CSV. So from this reason, it can help my pipeline to work faster and have more efficiency too. And I will close this topic with the example view of how that code appears on UI. We will start from Airflow part first. So you will see like task ID, or you can say task name, will appear by task box and show it on status. And moreover, UI can show you about the start date and schedule interval truths. And the task dependency will represent by the line, which is connect between the box. And here this is the summary and key takeaways. Actually, Airflow is a tool for managing and scaling workforce, not a database, not a data processing engine. He have the ability to orchestrate every task in our workflow to run in the right order at the right times. And here this is all of my session for today. Thank you for your time and your attention. Thank you.